Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Jolene and I'm the author of the Glorium Sea series as well as the MOONRISE Beach series. So I'm here to do my long-awaited Hobonichi week setup for 2023. I know that you guys have been asking for this video for a really long time, and I'm sorry that it has taken so long for me to do it, but I was waiting for a new cover to arrive in the mail, and so now that I finally have it, I have set it up how I want it to be, and now I'm ready to share it with you guys. But I do want to just quickly show you the different planner covers that I've had over the years. This is going to be my 4th year using the Hobonichi weeks, and so it's been a really nice long journey. I really enjoy looking back on these planners because they are book-bound ones, and it's just really nice to have the hardcover covers to look back on. You have a whole year all in one place, so it's really nice, really functional, and it's also a really great like memory keeper as well. So that's why I really like the Hobonichi brand. I find that you're able to use it for many different things, whether that be memory keeping, journaling, bullet journaling, or other types of functional planning. So as you guys can see here, I do have my first Hobonichi weeks. This is the mint ribbons. Actually, to be honest, this is one of my all-time favorite covers. I just really like the monochromatic black and white that it has, and then the really cute mint bows has these small gold flecks in them, so I think it's just really cute, and I just really found myself attached to this one. So the year 2020 was my first time in the weeks, and I really love this system. It's one of my favorites. I really like that you have a monthly section in the front, you have your weeklies, and then you also have just plain grids, so you can do whatever you want with it. As you guys can see, I used it for a lot of different things, and this year I used the back pages as like a memory keeper, so I was journaling quite a bit in here. But I did switch things up a little in 2021, so this is a plain cover this time. This is actually my only plain cover that I purchased, and I did choose to put the Dashenka cover on it. I do like this cover. I find that sometimes the pink is a little bit too bright for me. I do tend to prefer the like bow and tie weeks where it actually has like the design and the texture to it rather than just the plain one. So after I discovered that in 2021, as you guys can see, all my other weeks have been the bow and tie. So this is my only like plain cover one. So I used the beginning as a kind of finance tracker, and then I did my weeklies in here. So I did my tasks and events on one side and my highlights and a little bit of micro journaling on the other. And I kept up with that. But at the back here, this is when I decided that I wanted to use the back as a reading journal. So that is what I started using the back grid pages for, and since 2021, that is how I've been using the back pages of the Hobonichi weeks. I don't get the mega because I find that I don't typically finish, as you guys can see, the rest of the grid pages, but it's just enough pages for me to keep track of the books that I review. I am a professional book reviewer, so I like to keep that on hand with me. It's a nice portable size, so I can keep it with me when I am reading on the go with my Kindle. After I discovered that the reading journal works really nicely in this size, I did the same thing in 2022. So this is my current weeks. This is the dandelion cover, so it has some really cute dandelions there on the front, and this is my only blue cover. And again, I used it the same way. So here is the monthlies, and then I just use it for a weekly overview of my week, and then some highlights, and then my micro journaling. And then towards the end of like I would say like fall, I started to change up how I use this planner, and I started using some of the deco stickers from my shop and some of the journaling stickers like the ripped washi from my shop instead. So if you guys are curious to see how I have been using my Hobonichi weeks planner, then you guys can check out my Plan With Me videos. I have Plan With Me videos on all of these. So I have just been using it as a running to-do list, an overview of the week here, my day-specific tasks on one side, and my events on the other. So I used all of that, and then after this week, I did move into my new one. So I actually didn't finish up too much in this guy, but I did use the back pages once again here as a reading journal. So I have all those notes here at the back. So those are my past Hobonichi weeks. Let me just put these off to the side now, and let's get into my new setup for 2023. So the cover that I have here is a Gilio Appunto cover. It is in the Apoca leather, and the color is royal blue, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's a very, very dark navy. It's really, really lovely. I wanted something that was neutral, but maybe not your typical black or white or gray. I have a lot of brown planners also that I'm using in my planner system this year, so I also don't really want another brown planner. So I thought that the navy would be a nice neutral choice, but not like a typical neutral, if you guys know what I mean. So I picked this one up and I'm really, really loving it. So with this cover here, you do get the big back pocket. At the moment, I don't have anything in there right now, but I will typically put receipts, stickers, and other types of things in there. You do have this side loading pocket, which I find really handy because in here I can easily grab some stickers. So these are from my shop and other shops. And then here we have quite a few different card slots. So I have a couple of task cards, a die cut. I have my Hobonichi stencil, which I use often, and then some stickers. So these are just sampler stickers from my shop. So if you order from my shop, these come as freebies. So I've just been tucking that in there, and I have this little guide. This is from Create with Pen. It's just an extra bookmark that I can use to mark my spot in my Hobonichi. So here you also have another pocket, and in here I have some more stickers from my shop. And because, like I said, I do use the back pages as a reading journal, I have my reading icons here. So I have started reading, currently reading, and then finish reading. And then I also have my book rating icon. So it has like a stack of books and 5 stars. So I will be using this at the back of my grid pages to help me rate the books that I need to review. So I kept those in there. I've seen some people who have been able to use their cover on cover with their Appunto, but I decided to remove mine. I do really like the texture of the bow and tie covers, so I kind of like having it out so that I can enjoy it to the fullest. But as you guys can see here, I do have the 2023 Marie Weeks, and I have it in the regular size here. And then I do have this little crocheted bow. This is from Sweet Deer Stationery. I am a PR girl for Sweet Deer Stationery, so if you guys are interested in her acetate, vellum, dashboards, or her crocheted goodies, you guys can use the code SAVE10 to save 10% off. And if you do mention your planner size to her, you can get my free dashboard as well. So I just have my weeks tucked here in the back, and I do also have the matching Marie pencil board. So this is in the week size, and it fits really nicely in the secretarial pocket here. At the moment, I don't have anything in the zippered pocket, but I imagine that I will be putting some cash just to have them secure at the back of my planner. And then in my pen loop here, I just have my 0.5 Energel Clenna, and that has black ink in it. That's my favorite pen to use in the Hobonichi. So that is everything that I have in here. It has a nice thick clasp, so I really like it. And despite the fact that it doesn't have the 2 poppers, I find that it's roomy enough that I can actually fit another Hobonichi in here perhaps, or one of the other types of notebooks that a lot of other brands are coming out with now in the Hobonichi size. So I may pick up one of those and then just tuck it here in the front so that I have a notebook companion with my Hobonichi weeks, because in the past I have been using planners like this. This is from Oristel. It's the Sicily cover, where you actually do have these strings in them. So you have the strings and then the ability to put your Hobonichi here in the back, so that I have some extra inserts to go along with my Hobonichi weeks. So I may do that just so that I have that extra notes that I may need apart from my Hobonichi. So let me open this up. So here I do have one of these die cut stickers. I actually haven't stuck it down yet. I may just go ahead and do that later today, but this is a die cut sticker from my shop. It says 2023 there with a wreath, and I have just tucked it in here, but I do have a version in my shop that says this planner belongs to. Then you can write your name, and then I also have another version that says this journal belongs to. So it's really nice. The size of it is nice because it can fit in multiple size planners, so it's not too big or not too small. So I find that it fits the Hobonichi weeks really nicely there. And if you guys are curious, the size is 3.25 by 4.75, and this is an actual sticker, so you can peel the backing off and stick it directly on your planner. But I just have a little journaling card here. This is something that I made. It's a little bookmark using flowers that my friends and family gave to me when my mom passed away last year. So instead of throwing out the flowers, I really want to keep them in some way, so I pressed them and made this little bookmark here with my initial so that I have that little reminder with me every day. And I just put the adhesive pocket that comes with the Hobonichi weeks in there, so it tucks in nicely. So I have this pretty simple. I didn't do anything with the calendar this year. In the past, I will typically cover it up with some of the printable stickers from my shop, but this year I did not because I do actually have the English version of the week, so they started doing English versions this year, so I wanted to try it out. And as you guys can see, I just put my yearly, monthly, and my monthly tabs here on the side. These are from my sister's shop, so I will leave a link to it down below. This is where I will be keeping track of my work schedule so that I have that at a glance. So it's a similar way that I've been using it in the past. So after that, we do go into the monthlies, and this year I am going to be using the Hobonichi weeks differently than I have in the past. So this year I'm going to be using it as a YouTube planner and content planner for my YouTube channel here. So in the monthly section, I'm going to be using this to schedule out my videos. So I will just be writing here in the boxes all the videos that are going to be going up that day. I do post quite often, as you guys know, so I think having a small calendar like this would be sufficient enough for me. And then I have space here on the side and on the bottom just to write out any videos that I may want to film. So it's going to be a very functional spread for me. I'm not going to be using too much stickers and maybe not even decorating this section too much, but we'll see how it kind of grows. But I haven't started using this yet. This will be something that I start to use when I film my videos for next year. But that goes all the way up until March, so you guys have some room to do some forward planning if you wish. And then actually this planner did begin in November. So on the 28th, I did move into this new planner, and I have been filming some Plan With Me videos in this planner already. So if you guys are curious to see how I like to use this planner, then you guys can check out my Plan With Me videos. But I mainly use stickers from my shop. I just like to use the deco sheets that I have in my shop. They're small quarter-size sheets, which has some deco on it that is perfectly sized for this planner. I also use the bow icons. I have a number of those in my shop that I like to use to denote certain things. And then I also have these ripped washi that you can purchase in my shop as well, and I just use that to kind of decorate the sections. So mostly I use pen in here. I use a little bit of myliner to create divisions if I want to. I'll kind of show you how I've been using this planner. This one is the sweater weather deco sheet, and then this one I use the rose floral one, so it kind of has like a Christmas look to it. This one I use the Christmas tree farm, and at this time I actually use like a brown ink, so it's the same pen, the Energel Clenna, but in the brown. I thought that was a nice change. And then this is actually Christmas week. I used the wish list deco sheet and some Simply Gilded washi to set this up. So this is what a blank week looks like. You have the whole week all on one side of the page, and then you have a grid. There is a faint line here which you can use to divide up your grid page, and then there are small dots here which you can use to help you line up your ruler if you do want to create divisions on this side of the page. Now, as you guys can see, there are some quotes here at the bottom, as well as a mini calendar on each spread. Now that I have the English version, I can easily read this. So now let's move on to the back pages. This is the beginning of the back pages here. I just have this top tab to help me reach this place really easily. And then I have here some of my reading journal printables. You can purchase from my shop and print out as many times as you want. So here I have the Sage reading journal printable, and I printed out twice on some sticker paper, and I used a paper trimmer to cut it out. And because I do read more than 100 books a year, I have gone ahead and created 2 spreads. So I have here the pastel version of the reading journal, but I do also have like a pink version. So if you don't like all these colors and just prefer like a blush pink color, I have that option in the shop. This year I did not use it. I think I may have it here in my other one. So yeah, this is what the pink version looks like, pink and gray. So I have that, and then here what I've done is I've set up a kind of like bullet journal style calendar. I need a place for me to keep track of book releases from other authors, so this is how I've decided to do it. So I just have some Simply Gilded washi. I added that to the top and bottom, and these scripts are all from my shop. And what I've done is I've just put them all the way until December, and this way I can kind of keep track of other people's releases. So I'll just write the title of the book and the author, and then as well as their release date here, and that way I can check them off as they release. These are all books that I'm going to be reviewing, so I actually have a few of them already planned out, but the rest of it is still pretty much blank. And then here at the back I have a little notes section because the rest of the pages here I'm going to be using as a reading journal. So the thing that I'm going to be doing differently this year than I have in the past is that instead of going ahead and just writing normally like this way, I'm going to be flipping it this way, and I'm going to be writing across the page in this manner. This is something that I discovered that I really like to do in my B6stology. If you guys remember when I was in that planner, I did a lot of my spreads this way rather than this way, and that way I have more writing room. It's not so cramped. Because these boxes are quite small, I did find it difficult to write full sentences in this area. So I think by just turning it over and then writing this way, I'll be able to write my reviews more comfortably and I'll be more organized. So I'm going to denote 1 page for 1 book, and that way I have plenty of pages for all of that. Now I don't review every single book that I read, so although this planner only has 74 pages here at the back, and like I said, I do read more than that, I don't need to review every single one. So this should be enough for me. So at the back here, all I've done is just added these 2 other printables. These are also from my shop, and I have here the yearly calendar. So it goes from January to December, and I have here the classic font, but I also have a cute font. So you may see a slight difference in them. This one is a little bit more cutesy, this one is more minimal, and I do have 2 different colors. So I have a gray one here and a pink one, and the design on them this year is the stationery theme. So if you look closely, you can see some fountain pens, washi tape, ink bottles. There's even some post-it notes and mine liners there, so it's really cute, and you can choose this format in either the 2 colorways or the 2 fonts. So I have other types of trackers, so if you don't want a yearly tracker, I have a monthly tracker, I have an important dates tracker, I have calendars as well. So if you guys are new to my shop, I would suggest checking out my videos on my channel. I do go through each design, so hopefully that will help you with all of the different designs that I have, because I do have more than 100 of them. And also, if you guys are not in the Hobonichi weeks, I do have them for the Hobonichi cousin as well as the A6 too. So let's get back into this tracker here. What I've done is I've written down all the different genres that I like to read here so that I can tally how many books of that genre I read per month. So that is why I have that. And then on this one here, I also keep track of whether it's a debut author, a new to me author, or a favorite author. And then I also have the star rating. So it goes from 1 to 5, and I will just tally up at the end of the month how many 5-star books I read, how many 4-star books I've read, and so on and so forth. So that is how I keep track of my work as a book reviewer. So that is pretty much everything that I have planned for this journal. So like I said, this is going to be a kind of content planner and reading journal rolled into one. So it's going to have some YouTube stuff in here, and also my review writing will be in here as well. So basically anything content related will be planned out in this little planner. So I'm very excited about this setup. I think the changes that I'm going to be making to the setup will be really beneficial for me, but I will be doing an update on this planner once I begin to start filling out the back pages and the weeklies a little bit more. So please look forward to that. If you guys have any questions about my setup, you can leave them down below. And if you guys are interested in any of the stickers from my shop or the printables for the Hobonichi weeks, you guys can use the code SAVE10 to save 10% off. But I think that is everything that I want to cover for this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye guys!